with that bullshit.
Steve, Steve, I don't know if you're paying attention to what my team's doing, but it ain't good shit. All right, it's.
Watch, you'll still be in the playoffs.
I don't think so. I think you're saying that, but I would love it. I don't know why, because we can't do anything in the playoffs, but I don't think so, Steve.
Your calling card has always been your defense. Your defense, even when your
Sucks.
offense is not up to par, your defense is usually your strong suit.
And they're not. They suck. But you know, that's in the now. We got to go back in time, Steve. Got to go back in time.
Yeah. Dude, so like if you could say how do I put this? And this is probably one of the weirdest questions I open up with.
Okay.
Which Muppet would you identify yourself as? Or would you say a combination of Muppets? Because I have a few of my own.
I think it has to be a combo, Steve. Can we just pause real quick? We're live. I can hear an echo.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
But you can hear me though.
Yeah, I can hear you as long as it doesn't matter. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't going to fuck us up. Sorry. What Muppets do I identify as? Well, I'm a kind person, Steve. So I'd like to believe I got a little bit of Kermit the Frog, right?
Of course.
I feel like I'm a lover. I'm a nice guy. So I think I have a lot of that in me. But there's a lot of Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat for using like the Muppet Christmas Carol. There's a lot of trash inside me, a little bit of deviousness. I mean, I don't think I have a huge nose, but I wouldn't really constitute that as the Gonzo. But yeah, I would say though that's a pretty good representation. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm schemy. I'll get the job done, but I'll give you some sass. So in that way, I'm like Gonzo or Rizzo. But I think a majority of me, even though I'd like to be the bad boy, Steve, is Kermit the Frog all day.
I mean, Gonzo was into some weird, like, sexual things too. So,
Spader style. Hell yeah, dude.
Damn name Spader.
You can't get away. I mean, I've heard of Gonzo porn, Steve, but I don't know if it's related to the Muppet. I don't know where you're getting the sexual stuff with Gonzo, unless it's that. But
he does stuff with chickens.
Hey, dude, Gonzo's Bear's hungry. He's gonna eat, Steve. Right?
Yeah. What part of those chickens are you eating, Gonzo?
So maybe just take that away from the Gonzo mystique for me. Yeah, I'm not really into chickens. I like eating them.
Yeah, you're into butt stuff. Gonzo was too. So
there you go.
Parallel.
Hell yeah. He likes butt play. He likes eating a little booty.
Yeah.
No, he does.
Chicken butt.
Yeah. Hey, whatever he can get his fucking teeth into, Steve. Whatever. But yeah, that's a good question though. I feel like you're kind of the same though. I don't see you veering off too much unless you have like Muppet knowledge of some other like strange deep cut Muppet that I can't think of.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of Gonzo because the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out. But definitely some Kermit because it's not easy being green or black. And at the same time, though, I got some animal. And a little bit of Fozzie, Waka Waka. And some of my jokes are probably as tepid as his.
I didn't think of animal. You're right. And you definitely do that. So you can get a little, you can blow a fuse every once in a while. I've seen it.
And then, because this is a stew of Muppets, a Muppet stew for Steve.
But then I feel like you and I are those two guys in the balcony.
That too. Yep.
We're Marley and Marley. Yeah. Oh!
Statler and Waldorf. And then also Dr. Tooth. Dr. Tooth? He was the leader of the band, the Electric Mayhem. He had the top hat with the gold tooth.
Oh, hey. Hell yeah.
That guy. and a little bit of Swedish Chef. Bork, bork, bork. Just because I like that. Bork, bork.
You've made up some good, like, weird gibberish words, Steve. So in that way, you're kind of like Swedish Chef. Dindy? That's your Björgen.
Schmeargan. Yeah, exactly. There we go. But it takes certain levels of party enhancements for me to get to Swedish Chef. But
We know, Steve. We know without knowing. All right.
if you know, you know. Well, this is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Lethal Weapon 4 posters and your lethal injection tapes, because Laura's a douchebag. She's the biggest bitch in the family.
I needed to have the piano shit up, Steve. I'm sorry. She's a bitch. Skip it, Bob.
She's bebopping and scouting over me all over. But today, my friend, we're talking all things December 11th in the 90s. You can't handle the truth. Starting off in 1991, Hook premieres. When Captain James Hook kidnaps his children, an adult Peter Pan must return to Neverland and reclaim his youthful spirit in order to challenge his old enemy. Directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, Bob Hoskins, Maggie Smith, and Charlie Korsmo.
Perfect.
It's a banger, Steve.
It is.
There's nothing you can really listen to all the names you said. Spielberg, Hoffman, freaking Robin Williams. I mean, Shmee is goddamn Bob Hoskins, for God's sake.
Super Mario.
Claire Danes is a blink and you miss it. Claire Danes in this. She's Wendy as like a teenager. Julia Roberts.
Ground shaking ass.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking Rufio, dude.
I've seen him in shit. Yeah, he was one of those 90s teens.
And I think if you bring it to current, I think he's actually Avatar the Last Airbender's voice, because he's in a lot of commercials for that stuff. That he's legendary. Rufio's a badass. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, even before I moved to Ohio. Wasn't a great night. Matt was a little sick. I got sick at this movie, but I watched it because I was so into it. And it doesn't lose any steam. It's as good as it was when we were kids. It's almost, I appreciate it more because I'm old. You know what I mean? I can see you kind of appreciate like old Peter Pan and stuff, getting old and just becoming a piece of shit warrior and just like too busy for everybody, because that's what happens. It's the sad reality. So man, it was a huge part of my life, Steve. I don't like Peter Pan, but this made me like Peter Pan.
Does this count as a Disney remake?
I mean, technically it's not a remake in as much as it's like a continuation of the story, but I think this is like what the modern day remake hopes to be. You know what I mean? Whether they're straight up remaking something or doing what this does, which is like taking something awesome and trying to continue the story from where they left off. And I mean, how could you lose, dude? When you think of like an adult Peter Pan like person, Robin Williams, who else would you freaking cast in this? He's the perfect role, you know?
Yeah, and by doing this movie, him and Spielberg were best friends. They became best friends. And after Williams' death, Spielberg decided to watch the movie, but he just couldn't finish it, man. You know, cried for several hours, they said.
It is such a really terrible thing that, you know, we as people that were fans of Robin Williams had to deal with. It's such a strange thing. Somebody that's like that cool and funny and happy looking in all these movies and stuff is so sad and messed up. So yeah, I could get that from Steven Spielberg, especially for this.
Yeah.
It seems like the vibe of this movie, like when they were, how could you not, everybody just involved not be like loving it? Everybody's just kind of living the dream. There's just all these A-list celebrities, all these kids on set in a Spielberg movie. I mean, this is it was just so much cool shit, you know, like to be one of these kids on the set, like kind of being one of these actors, really kind of got like an amazing experience on this to be able to work with all these legends.
Yeah.
And man, it does kind of put a downer on it, but even with that, man, it's just kind of a tribute to Robin Williams, because this kind of also shows you
His range.
exactly. We get both. We get that like sad guy, the very intense guy. He's acting incredibly in the beginning, and then we get the goofball, like all the joking and the goofiness, and like I don't know, like the Peter Pan magic stuff. When it's Robin Williams, he just kind of, it's perfect. I don't know any other way to say it. I hate to just be a broken record, but yeah, man. And just also just like the quality of everything, the set dressing, the, like when they're in Neverland, like the boat, all the like costumes are crazy and cool.
Dustin Hoffman as a villain. He did his part, man.
And he plays a great Captain Hook. He's like that kind of pathetic. We see the pathetic guy at the end where they take his wig off and stuff.
Yeah.
But
snatch his weave.
Yeah. And he's there's some humor in it, obviously. Like, this is a funny movie. It's got all of it. It's got emotion. It's got humor. It's got action. It's got it all. So, like, I mean, everybody nailed it, and everybody should, because they're friggin' legends, Rest in peace to the at least two people in this movie that are dead, Bob Hoskins and Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But man, I just remember being so hyped up on this when I was a kid. I watched this. So because I mean, for people that don't remember, when a movie like this came out in the early 90s, you had to wait like a year for it to come out to be able to buy it on home video. So when it finally came out, like I was just like it didn't exist, but I was binge watching it over and over again. I probably broke the tape.
In that following year, 1992, Family Matters is airing. Season 4, episode 10 is beginning to look a lot like Urkel. When Laura tells Steve to get lost for breaking an expensive gift, her guardian angel decides to teach her a lesson and have her walk in Urkel's shoes for a change.
See what it's like, Laura.
Bitch.
B-I-E-H. But right away, Steve, it's a wholesome beginning, We're putting the tree up at the Winslow's. The lights are up. And then the ghost of Nerd Past comes in, Steve Urkel, with what I first thought was a flamethrower, Steve.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's a automatic tree flocker.
Yeah, it's amazing Urkel super turbo tree blocker.
Tree blocker or flocker? Waka
Flocker?
flocka. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, they do it.
Carl's not feeling it though. And he's like, look, man, you sure? Because I this is one of the best. This is my latest project, man, and I'm ready to lit it off. So of course, Steve lets it off, and of course, being Steve, the artificial snow goes everywhere. But
it's all
hey, man,
flocked up, Steve. It is flocked.
I'm actually liking it though. Like, this is good home decor for the seasons.
I mean, maybe on a window or something. But I mean, I like how Carl just sits down and just waits for the destruction, because I mean, he just gets straight bukkakied in this stuff. Yeah, but I mean, it's Urkel, Steve.
It's Urkel, man. And hey, even little cousin X-Pac is here for it. Do it again.
Richie. Yeah, this is the good Winslow family. This is when Richie's still little.
Oh, Rachel's here?
With that voice and that body, Steve. Diva.
Man, mute that shit, whatever it is.
What is that? Yeah, my bad. I don't know what that was. I think it's on my computer. Then we go into the intro song. It's not Christmas themed, but it's a banger as always. And it's a short version, which I really appreciate. And then we get back into it, and we're at the mall, Steve.
And Steve is just like out there waiting, I guess. I guess he keeps a close tab on Laura. So Steve pulls up when she comes out the mall, and his car, the Isetta, even has a Jingle Bells melody to it.
And what'd you call this car, Steve? Because it's one of the smallest. I mean, you get hit on a highway in this thing, it's a wrap.
It's an Isetta. That's what Isetta.
Thing looks like a freaking space helmet. But yeah, he's been stalking Laura a little bit. It's a little stalkerish, but he comes out. He gets right out of this thing. She's sitting there trying to ignore him, and Steve does what Steve does. Steve. He takes her bag. He's trying to be a gentleman, but then he just falls on it. And it doesn't sound like what he fell on was something you should fall on. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we find out that it was a crystal vase that Laura was going to get for her mom. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'll just give her some Erk shoes like I gave my mom. Look, take that car and drive out of my life, Steve. I don't want to hear about you. I don't want to think about you. I don't want to see you. I hate your clothes. I hate your eyebrows.
I don't want anything to do with you. I hate you.
From this point on, I don't even want you to exist. Like, damn.
And again, we've said it, Steve. Laura's a douchebag. She says that shit right before Christmas. How fucking fucked up is that? Right?
Yeah.
So she's fuming, Steve. She hurts Urkel's feelings. He goes away kind of in tears, if I'm not mistaken. He gets in that little yo-yo car, whatever the fuck it is, and he goes away. He's gonna crash because he's crying. But Laura's fuming, Steve. This is just another Urkel issue that she's going through.
But before he leaves, she lets him know, like, there you go with the sad, droopy face. You always do this. Right after I cuss you out, you want to make me feel ashamed, but it's not going to work this time. Steve, I just wish you knew what it was like to be me.
Not yet. So Urkel does leave in tears. Laura sits down on this snowy little bench outside the mall. She's looking one way, and then we hear a little twinkling, Steve. And then she looks over behind her, and there's just this fucking fly ass dude sitting there. She didn't even know he sat down.
I like that jacket, that coat, by the way.
Dude's in heaven, Steve. I mean, if you can't dress fly coming out of heaven, I don't even want to go, Steve.
You're not wrong. Yeah. And she's like, what the hell? It's like you just popped out of thin air. I did. Laura gets up and sits in the next bench. I would have just got the hell up out of there. She's like, Laura, don't act like you don't know. I know you, Laura. I was like, wait, how do you know my name? Laura, I've been watching you your whole life.
All right. Cops.
But Laura, hey, I'm your guardian angel. All right, I've heard enough. Goodbye. And then he disappears and reappears on the pole right in front of her. She's like, wait, man, hold up. What the hell is going on? Look, Mr. Guardian Angel, how could you prove you're my guardian angel? Where's your wings and heart? Well, actually, I ain't got my wings yet, and I play the keyboard.
And I can bang that shit out I can tickle some ivories. But if that doesn't convince you, I got this cool remote right here. He's got like a little click remote, Steve.
Yeah.
He's got a little magic. I wish I had one of those, but he's doing magic tricks. He makes some snow disappear. And she's like, okay, that could have been the wind. And then he's like, well, all right, whatever. Let's do this. And he freezes time, Steve. So the shit, it's click, Steve. It's the Adam Sandler joint.
Finally, yeah, she's sold. And by the way, my name is Tyrone P. Jackson. I was sitting down here to grant you a wish. She's like, what wish? Well, you said you wish Steve knew what it was like to be you. So here we are. Here's your wish. So they look into the TV and it's Carl and Eddie. Like they're looking into the Winslow home and like she's kind of messed up in the head. Like, what the hell is going on? She's like, and Eddie, he's like, hey, Dad, I need some money, to buy some Christmas gifts. It's like, well, how much money you need? Well, how nice of a gift you want?
And I like Carl's like, you know what, man? How about you just give me some cash and just puts the money back in the wallet? But I do like that's just something sidetrack Sally, Steve, that I just think is hilarious as a kid where you're like, I need money to buy you presents.
Right. Remember when they had those school sales around Christmas?
Yeah.
Buy like
Hell
a
yeah.
magnet or something. Yeah.
Hey Dad, I bought you a tie at school.
Here's a mug. It's got Arthur on it.
Oh yeah. So TV at the Winslow house, we see that. I think also Ty calls it the Angel Broadcasting Channel, which I love, Steve. ABC.
Oh, there we go.
But then I this is alternate. This is Bizarro Winslow house. So we see Eddie and Carl talking, and then we see Carl's other son, Steve, come in. What?
And by the way, Eddie, why can't you be like your brother Steve? He's smart, he's handsome, he's responsible, he's popular. And then they come back to Laura. Steve is my brother? No, Eddie's his brother. You said you wish Steve knew what it was like to be you. Well, you're about to see what it's like to be Steve.
What? Also, this is the first time we've ever heard Jaleel White's actual voice, according to IMDb. Which
okay.
Maybe that's right. It's hard to trust IMDb sometimes, but
this does predate the Stefan days, so there might be some truth.
yeah. So it's Steve's just a normal dude, right? And he's got his shit together. He's just hanging out, basically the male version of Laura in the real world. So knock on the door. Who's at the door, Steve? My God.
Heidi Ho, Winslows.
That's Laura Urkel. And it's just what you thought, Steve. Laura Urkel is as bad as Steve Urkel, but she has tits. She's got all the shitty jokes. She's fucking up. Harriet hates her.
Yeah.
Harriet brings out this beautiful gingerbread house. It's a work of art, according to Steve Winslow. And what does Laura Urkel do? Well, she's basically Steve. So she looks at it. She wants to lick it or something. Then she just touches something and the whole family falls on it and destroys.
Well, she slaps Steve on the back, and then Steve falls into Eddie and Carl, and then they fall into the gingerbread house, collapsing the table. And I feel like this table, they brought it at the same place Vince buy those Spanish announce tables.
Yeah.
Like that thing is collapsed on several episodes. By the next episode, they get a brand new one that looks exactly like that.
So, that pisses off Steve Winslow. It's like, you always coming over here fucking shit up. I mean, basically the whole rundown that Laura gave Steve at the beginning, right? He's like, how do you get, like, I don't want you. But I do like some of the game that Laura's throwing at Steve. She's getting a little horny, Steve. She's a little bit horny.
Yeah, it's like reverse Uno in a way. I don't want to see you. I want to talk to you. I want to think you exist. Da, 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 da. And then she does the whole pitiful look. Because one thing we left out, the angel Tyrone, he tells her, like, you can see what it's like to be Steve, but you need to feel what it's like to be Steve. So with his remote control, he zaps her into Laura Urkel's body. So now she's within the body, within this television show on Angel Broadcast Network.
Yeah. And it doesn't feel good being denied. Right. So we see, because it's a whole conversation. I do like one of the stories, like, because, obviously Urkel's they design products. So as she's getting denied, Steve tells her to like go home. She's like, I can't go home. I had an automatic turkey stuffer. It thought my mom was a turkey and stuffed her. So he fucked his mom with some kind of turkey stuffing device that she can't go home with. But Steve's like, look, we're not a thing, bitch. So, I mean, he gives her the rundown and she's torn apart. She feels it, right? She can feel, she actually knows what it's like to be Steve Urkel. Ty did his job.
Yeah. And cut back to Laura and Ty. She's like, what a trip. I look like a nerd and acting like a nerd, but what? I had feelings like anyone else. Oh, you don't say.
Wow. My God. It's like that Steve guy I've been shitting all over for decades. He has feelings, and I felt them, and it was awful.
Who would have thought, you dirty bitch?
Well, now, thank God you ain't super dumb, bitch.
Yeah.
So she realizes basically, I should have been nicer to Steve, which is a duh phrase. You're good. I should have been a good person, Steve.
Boom.
Wow.
That's what it
So
is.
that's what Ty was looking for.
Yeah.
You know, that's what God wanted. And he says he's gonna go. He's gonna do one last thing before they part ways. He's gonna take her back in time a little bit. Gonna go back in time just a little bit to right before the shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
So he's off. Ty's gonna go buy God a present before while she's recouping her life after this rewind. What do you buy God? The man who has everything or the woman who has everything? Sorry, everyone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna get his wings, Steve.
Yeah. Because she asked, are you going to get your wings? He's like, I don't know. But keep your eyes peeled because when a star brights up, an angel gets his or her, them, they, their wings.
Ta-da-da. So rewind, Steve, and we get a full rewind. It's the whole shebang, So we get right to that moment. Steve gets out of his car. It happens again. He breaks the vase. Laura does the same, like, God damn, Steve. And then she just settles down and is like, it don't matter. And he's like, and it catches Steve off guard.
Okay, yeah. The important thing is you're okay. Like, Steve, will you drive me home? What? How, now, either you're having a nervous breakdown or I'm wearing you down. No, he didn't say that.
Gotcha, bitch.
But not only that, Steve, she doesn't want to ride home. She even extends Steve an invite to spend Christmas Eve with her and her family. So kind of a semi-date almost, one would say.
And now we cut to the Winslow home and they're finishing up the tree. They put the star on top, but for some reason, the star isn't brightened up. So while they're trying to figure that out, Steve takes Laura to the kitchen because he was shocked. And that's when he says, either your feelings have changed for me or you've suffered a nervous breakdown.
Well, she says, Steve, my feelings have changed for you. What? And then before he can get like a smooch or even attempt anything, Richie's like, the star came on. So they rush in to just a luminous star, Steve.
Yeah.
It worked magically. And I think maybe, just maybe, Ty got his wings.
Way to go, Ty. Laura, who are you talking to? My guardian angel.
Okay. This is when Steve starts having some second thoughts. And also, Steve, the internet, maybe they're going to fail us on this, but according to the internet, this episode marks the final time that Laura ever kicks Steve out of her life ever again on this show. Maybe she shits on him, but
so she still cusses him out though.
I'm assuming that because I mean I didn't delve deep into the little fun facts of the episode, but that's what the internet says. So maybe, just maybe, Steve, Laura did learn an important lesson on this episode, not only for Steve Urkel, but for Steve and Matt G to not be such a bitch.
Damn.
Right? So
Good
Merry
whole
Christmas, you filthy animal.
And then in the closing credit scene, we see the Winslow family again, and then Aunt Rachel comes into the living room and just breaks into song.
Oh, God. And it's, I mean, banging it, Steve. Oh, come all ye faithful, Christmas church classic.
Yeah.
Joyful and triumphant. And then the whole family comes in. And then Chicago as a whole starts singing it. And then we sing it in our hearts.
And then we get a season's greeting card from the Winslows. Well, we don't end this with the outro music or anything. This is a very special episode, times holiday episode. This is one of my favorite holiday episodes of any sitcom.
And I just love this time of year when I was a kid because you were ramping up to get some gifts, right? So these episodes where it was Christmas, it made you more excited. It was a build up, right? And then all of TGIF was doing Christmas. So at a certain point, you were at the point of no return where you were just waiting. You were edging towards Christmas that whole time.
I want that present just like JT Lambert.
I want that at 64 so badly.
Mr. Cooper gave all the kids a bike. I want a bike like that.
Shout out to the Winslows, though, Steve.
Oh, I love it. But in 1992, A Few Good Men premieres. A military lawyer intends to prove that 2 U.S. Marines charged with murdering a fellow Marine were only following their base commander's orders. Directed by Rob Reiner, starring Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kevin Pollak, James Marshall, J.T. Walsh, and Kiefer Sutherland.
Just keep naming celebrity male actors in the 90s, Steve. They're all in it. They're all in it. I didn't like this movie as a kid.
Yeah.
It was boring. It was a courtroom drama. There is a murder in it. But as an adult, I enjoyed it. It's still boring, I feel like. But the courtroom shit.
Yes.
And seeing Jack Nicholson go full Nicholson. Love that. And I love seeing Kevin Pollak in movies. I love Kevin Pollak. I think he's a funny person. And I just think he's just a great, like, not main attraction, but like the second banana and shit. You know what I mean? He's just a great add-on. He adds something to movies. So shout out to Kevin Pollak and a great impersonation guy.
And from doing this show, I realized I'm a JT Walsh fan. I forgot to mention he was in Sling Blade too, where he plays like this creepy, like insane asylum guy that's always saying devious things to Billy Bob Thornton's character.
Is he the guy in this movie that blows his brains out? He's like this kind of like sub commander that is like under Jack Nicholson, I think. I think he blows his brains out.
Somebody blew their brains out, like Beaumont, but I don't think that I was paying attention around that time.
Okay, makes sense.
I remember somebody blowing their brains out, but I'm with you in the fact that like the movie's slow, and the only parts I was looking forward to were the court scenes. And this is also one of those movies where I've seen the parodies, I've heard that line, other people like quoting it and spoofing it, but I'm just now finally watching the movie, man, and that's my honest assessment of it. It's a little slow, but Jack Nicholson stole the show.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to steal anything away from Tom Cruise because he's good in the courtroom stuff too. He's very excited, he's very angry, and it's a great foil to what Jack Nicholson's doing. But this is Jack Nicholson at his most powerful. Yeah. He still looks kind of like a normal. He's not like old yet. He's like a dude, and he's got that 90s swag that Jack Nicholson has. So I'm with you. I don't know what I would rate this out of 10, but if you just count the courtroom stuff, it's a 9 out of 10. It's banging.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about Sling Blade when Dwight Yoakam shows up. Just wait for the court scenes. But on that same day in 1992, The Muppet Christmas Carol premieres. The Muppets put their spin on the tale of an elder, Christmas-hating miser who is visited by spirits who foretell his future and share secrets from his past and present, which helps change his view on life. Directed by Brian Henson, starring Sir Michael Caine, Dave Gells, Steve Whitmire, Jerry Nelson, Frank Oz. And I got to say, man, bear with me. I'm trying to talk through these new teeth. So if you hear me sounding different, that's why. But my smile is great.
Holy crap, Steve. Look at those chompers. He's got TV teeth now.
Yeah, man. Stepping up to the stage, our next contestant.
Look at those pearly whites.
Look out, Steve Harvey. Here I come.
I gotta. That's why I'm growing this mustache. I gotta hide my coffee stained teeth now. I can't fucking match up to that. I gotta get some white strips or some shit.
I need to catch up with you.
Um.
You have healthy gum lines, I've noticed.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's what I've been. It's what I wait for. It's the only thing I want people to point out is just my healthy gums. But this movie actually proves something, Steve, that I think I've thought for a while. If you have these boring, like old things like A Christmas Carol, all this Charles Dickens stuff, I don't like this time period, right? But you know what makes it all better? Muppets. A little Muppetry, right? Throw a Muppet in. I'll watch Scrooge all day. I'm not a huge. The only Christmas Carol that I guess I liked at all was the one with George C. Scott. But it's the same shit over and over again. So throw fucking Muppets in it, and Matt's a happy guy. Rizzo the Rat and Gonzo.
Oh yeah,
narrating this bitch. Love it.
The whole main cast from the Muppet Show is in here. Like all the ones that you look forward to seeing, they're in this. And I believe this is the first film without Jim Henson, like post Jim.
Yeah. Well, Brian had to pick up the torch, and I mean, this is a banger. And you got Frank Oz, one of the greatest puppeteers of all time, and you got Michael Caine, a freaking knight, one of the greatest actors of all time.
Sir Michael Caine.
Yeah, so I apologize, but I wanted to ask this because I was trying to ask. I should have just looked it up, and I apologize I didn't. But I like asking you questions that you can't answer. Is this the first time Rizzo the Rat was a character? Because I don't remember him being. No, okay.
No, he was in Muppets Take Manhattan, and I would say it's kind of a key role in Muppets Manhattan. But yeah, man, he's been rocking for a while.
I bet him and Gonzo. Gonzo plays Charles Dickens. He's like the narrator of it, so he's constantly walking around following people. And I like also like that part of it, the reality of it, of them having to like follow Scrooge around. Like sometimes they get locked out of the the building and they have to like wipe a window so they can see what's going on and stuff. It's cute. It was like 92. We were less than 10 years old at the time. I remember seeing this and loving it. A great Christmas movie. And like I said, man, so give me a boring story from back in the day, throw Muppets in it, or even a great story. Let's tell modern like World War II stories with Muppets. It's all great. Awesome. You know what I mean? It just works.
You're not wrong, man, because even Muppet Treasure Island, I never cared for pirate anything. Never seen one Pirates of the Caribbean, but damn it, you throw some Muppets in there, and they like I noticed they add like a serious thespian to the mix, like Michael Caine in Muppet Treasure Island. They added Tim Curry, and both of those guys, they said that this is one of their favorite roles, man. So the love, the charisma of those Muppets, man, it's infectious.
It's got to be fun, and the songs in this are great. The way they utilize like the Muppets to make them characters in the movie, but I mean it's still animal or whatever it is. You know, it's great, man. And so if you got kids or if like you haven't seen this, you definitely got to check it out because if it's to me is the best version of A Christmas Carol that you can get.
Brian Henson, you did your daddy proud. And that following year, 1993, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman premieres on HBO. When an abused heiress grows to giant size because of her encounter with aliens, she decides to get revenge on her cheating husband and those who annoyed her. Directed by Christopher Guest, starring Daryl Hannah, Daniel Baldwin, and Francis Fisher.
It's not a great movie, Steve. It's not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's got style though. It's a B movie with style. Let's put it like that.
That's like the intent, you know, it's I think they call them Z movies, even like not even B movie, but Z movies. And Daryl Hannah, she was apprehensive about even taking the role, but as she's reading the script, she looked at it as a sign of femininity, as far as like overcoming all of this machismo, this toxic masculinity.
Well, she's being controlled by men, Steve. Her father's overbearing, controlling, a business magnate in whatever shit town that they're in. I forget where this is at. And then Daniel Baldwin, the the Z version of a Baldwin that you can get.
Yeah.
At his best, though, I'll say that this is the most thin that I've ever seen Danny Baldwin. But he's cheating on her openly. She knows about it. She's telling. I mean, everybody knows about it. Shit. So, the thing that I thought was hilarious is, and also kind of like cool in a way, is like those scenes where she's driving in the desert. Very Kill Bill. It's very
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino. And I find that funny because Daryl Hannah was in Kill Bill, but she wasn't the nice lady that was driving around or killing people, the hero. She was a straight up killer, bad bitch, which is like the opposite of what she plays in this until she turns into a 50-foot woman.
I will tell you this, man. I like looking at some Daryl Hannah.
No, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Was she in the Mermaid movie with Tom Hanks?
She was Splash. She was the Splash.
Beat material when I was a little kid. I mean, Daryl Hannah was probably one of my first crushes, honestly. But
Yeah, you know,
fair. There's stuff to like in it. There's a lot of like fun actors in it. I think Christopher Guest actually directed this, so that guy's he's got comedy and like style as a filmmaker. It's a very HBO made for TV movie type thing. But for that, I'll give it points for style. It's just not that great of a movie, it's fine.
Yeah,
the UFO is great. I love that. But yeah, shout out to Danny Baldwin also. I mean, I just love if your last name was Baldwin and you had that like chin, they just give you just a role just to see if you could do something.
But there was another one I was looking for. This one is called The Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader. But there's one that was in the 90s that I was looking for, and I'll post it up here. But that one shows breasts and nipples, and the one that I'm trying to think of. Yeah,
I wish that was happening in this. I mean, there's some gross sex in it where Danny Baldwin's fucking his skis in a hotel.
Yeah,
and he's just like grunting on top of her, but other than that, it's not great. But you get a lot of close-ups of Daryl Hannah's bra and stuff unclasping because she becomes a giant, and I found that kind of like scintillating.
Yeah, and available on YouTube. But also in 1993, the 59th Heisman Trophy Award is presented to Charlie Ward, the quarterback of Florida State.
Dual threat. Dual sport, because he didn't even play fucking football after this.
He made the same decision I'd make in that scenario, man. If it was up to me, I'm definitely going NBA. And the guy actually had a pretty successful NBA career. I mean, he wasn't an all-star, but he lasted 11 seasons. He ended up being an assistant coach for one of the teams, and he's, I think, still a coach. But he was the starting point guard for the Knicks in the finals. So shout out to Charlie Ward, man.
Yeah, he played point guard for FSU too. But I mean, it is crazy that he was that. I mean, he was decent at football. I mean, he had to he led the nation in passer rating, completion percentage, and touchdown passes. So that's not an accident.
Yeah.
But I guess he just. I agree, Steve. That seems to be a better option, honestly. Even now, like basketball players get paid more, and I feel like it's less taxing.
Yeah, you're self-preserving, but yeah, man. Shout out to him. In 1997, Seinfeld is airing season 9, episode 9, The Apology. George is angered when an old acquaintance withholds a 12-step mandated apology. Jerry's girlfriend is too comfortable with her nudity. Elaine works with the germaphobe.
Yeah, a lot of problems. Obviously, Steve. That's Seinfeld. That's the mix. Everybody's got a problem.
Yeah, I love it.
We start off with Jerry's problem. He's making waffles. Girlfriend shows up. She's naked, Steve.
Butt ass nude.
Butt ass. And I right then and there, I'd be like, oh, okay, nice. You should be making this, but.
For real. And after that, we cut to Monks. Jerry's talking to George. She's like, she ate breakfast naked? I've never had a living room naked. Look, dude, you're living a dream. It's like a Playboy mansion.
It's you think that, right, Steve? You got a fucking hottie. But I see what they're saying in this. I came around by the end. But Jerry's girlfriend, I think her name's Melissa.
Yeah,
She's a hottie, Steve.
she really is. I'd never get tired of that.
But yeah, so George is he can't believe it. Elaine comes in. Turns out she's back with her old flame Putty, Steve. One of my favorites from this show.
Hey, babe.
His apartment's getting fumigated, and they said, fuck it. We're just gonna try to give it a go again. See what happens.
Yeah. And she also has some news to share about Jason Hankey. He called her to apologize. He apparently is a recovering alcoholic. Now he's in AA. And one of the 12 steps is step 9. Step 9, where you make amends to those who you've done wrong by.
And George, he's loving it. He's like, stanky hanky. He's doing the 12 steps.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't wait to get my apology because he knows he's got an apology waiting for him because apparently there was some party that Jason was throwing. We're just going to call him Stanky Hanky because I love that. And it was cold. So George asked to borrow a sweater and was refused because apparently Jason thought his fucking head was going to like stretch the neckline, right? It was a cashmere sweater, Jerry adds to that, which I guess makes a little bit of a difference. But George was like, I had to he wouldn't let me do it. He wouldn't give it to me. I had to walk around that party with a stupid windbreaker jacket on, looking like an ass.
Yeah.
So that's an apology waiting to happen. And George is just, it's like fucking Christmas morning, Steve.
Yeah.
He's just waiting.
And we cut to Elaine. She's in the restroom of her job, and she's talking to the fellow female of the staff. And apparently, they're the only ones that use this restroom. They're the only ones on that floor, the only females on that floor. And as they're chopping it up, the coworker, I guess her name is Peggy, she goes into one of the stalls. And right as she goes to the stall, Elaine sees her use one of the seat covers. So immediately, Elaine is feeling a certain way.
Yeah, she's like, because also there's like a little side eye too to it where it just seems weird. It was a little off. So we go to Jerry's, and Kramer's having an issue. Steve, he's a shower guy. He loves showers, but they're taking forever, right? Jerry's trying to coach him about it. But Kramer has like a process like written down. It's like a script almost for showers. He's got this whole thing going. And then Elaine comes in fuming about the bathroom thing. And she asks if just kind of like a question to the ether. She's like, hey, if you had a roommate, right? You're sharing a bathroom and they use the seat cover, would that piss you off? And that's a good question. But I honestly wouldn't care, Steve. Seat cover away.
Yeah. And she's like, man, she's probably one of those neurotic clean freaks. So we cut back to just Jerry and his girlfriend, and they're playing Scrabble. And again, she's naked, butt ass naked.
This lady is just a nudist, I feel like. But, seems pretty cool. They're playing a game of naked Scrabble, whatever. But she gets up, kind of walks off camera, and I guess something went down the wrong tube because she starts just hack coughing, just me on the show a lot. And you see Jerry's face kind of change as she's coughing to almost disgusted.
And yeah, he's disgusted. And we cut back to Monks again. He's talking to George. He's like, dude, everything goes with naked. She's eating cereal naked. She's eating bread. I'm like, man. And Jerry's like, dude, no, you understand. When she coughs or when you cough naked, you start to see all the muscles and all of the joint. It don't hit the same.
Shit opens up and closes weird. It's a whole thing. And George is like, I can't even like picture that. He's like, picture that slow-mo video of the guy taking a fucking cannonball to the gut. That's what it's like.
Naked hair brushing, good. Naked crouching, bad.
Yeah, but George is like, dude, you're fucking spoiled, dude. You know how much effort I have to expend just to watch, like, look at people and picture them naked? You just got the shit walking around like a buffet.
Man, why don't you join her? But Now, Stanky Hanky walks in and is played by none other than James Spader. And he wants to make amends, but amends to Jerry. He's like, look, man, I remember a while back, I referred to you as Gary. Totally thought your name was Gary. And I felt bad about that. So, Jerry, I'm sorry.
And George is sitting there smiling, like leaning back, kind of cocky. And Stanky Hanky like goes from apology to Jerry, kind of pauses on George for a minute, and you think he's George at least thinks he's about to apologize, but he's just like, "Take it easy, guys. Got to go.
See you later."
Jeez. And George gets nothing. He gets snubbed. He gets apology snubbed, Steve.
And back to Elaine at work, and she's giving a presentation, and apparently, like, Peggy's water bottle is in the way. So she moves it, and then she goes back to her presentation. But Peggy, she like sneakily puts that water bottle in the trash. Now he's like, you know what? I'm thirsty. And one of the coworkers, he's like, you can have some of mine. She sips right after.
Here's the backwash. Elaine's like, what the fuck? So yeah, and then this actually happened to Jerry's before this, but we're in Jerry's. Kramer's sort of going through through his little process of showering. He's got it down to 27 minutes, but he's just got a bunch of leftover suds all over him. And Jerry's like, dude, you're not like, this isn't right. So Kramer's like, dude, I need somebody to show me. I'm a look, learn, do guy. So you got to like run me through whatever your process is so I can kind of like tailor it to my shit. So we cut to Jerry's bathroom. This is a dry run, Steve. They're not naked in the shower together, but Jerry's just kind of giving them a rundown. Step 1, come in, quadrant wash. It's a very clinical thing.
And then as they're talking about that, George shows up and he's like, look, he's already past step 9. Now all he has to do is say a prayer and say, I'm sorry, and then that's it.
He's on step 10. Can you believe that? I'm not going to give my damn apology. So, cut to the diner. George sees this guy, walks up to Stanky Hank, who's with a couple other hombres at this diner, and he basically is like, dude, I want my apology, okay? He runs through the whole thing. He's like, you got to give me my props. You can't fucking stop. You can't skip over me. You can't overlook George Costanza like that.
Apologize for what? Not that neck hole thing again. Look, man, I'd appreciate it if you said sorry. No way, dude. You would have stretched my sweater out. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't want your rather bulbous sized head widening the neck of my sweater. For that, I apologize.
He's skipping and scapping.
He's bebopping.
Yeah, so George taking a fat shit on at the diner. Cut to the YMCA where some fat shits are taken. And we're actually in the bathroom, specifically in the shower, seeing some guys suds up. They're taking a shower. But Kramer's in there fully clothed, just taking notes, Steve, because he's really got to lock down the shower thing.
What part of this made you think it was all right, Kramer? Because he's like, yeah, I'm watching you too, but this guy's really showing me something. What is wrong with you, man?
Get in there. So we cut from Kramer just oogling man ass in the YMCA to him at the Jerry's door with a shiner, clearly. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, you might actually find a little bit of a different reaction at some YMCAs, but at this one, nice hitting the chops.
Yeah. And he needs a steak. I swear, I've never seen a more needy neighbor than Kramer. So, he gives him a steak, kicks him out of there. And then now the naked girlfriend, she pops back out and she's like, you got anything to eat? Ooh, pickles. So she gets the pickle jar. She's struggling to open the pickles.
I mean, it looks like she's struggling to give birth at one point, Steve. It's shocking.
Or a hard shit. So Jerry's looking at all this and he's just disgusted. It's like, oh God. And she finally opens it. I think pickle juice spills on her.
She's like, oh, it got on my thigh. And he's just like, that's it. I've seen too much. You can't be naked all the time. She could be, Steve. She's hot. You can spill pickle juice all over that puss. I would not give a shit. Cut to Elaine's work, and she's confronting the lady straight up, Steve. She's not scared. She's like, look, what's going on here? Like, I'm not a bad person. You see, did I do something? And the lady's as honest as she can be. And she's like, look, you seem to be with a lot of men. So she's just like calling her a slut.
Yeah. It's like, look, I've had a steady boyfriend. I mean, we broke up and then got back together and we took a break. But hey, like, none of that is your business. None of it's your business. It's like, look, I'm not saying it is, but I
see what I see, and I don't want to fucking sit down on a cum toilet, okay? All right, lady. So Elaine, as she should, takes that a little personally and just fully crashes out, Steve. It's not Fight Club where she whoops her own ass, but she takes the lady's keyboard, wipes her ass with it, and then I think she takes a stapler and just wipes her pits, Nasty Boy style. Because I mean, fuck this lady at this point. She's just basically, she just says, you're a slut. Okay.
And to boot, as she leaves, she coughs on the door handle.
That's petty. All the other stuff I think is hilarious. Coughing on a doorknob. Chill out.
Yeah, I mean, Seinfeld's full of petty. But now we cut back to George. And I guess now we're at the ice cream parlor. He's like, look, man, that wasn't an apology. Oh, no, we're not there. I'm sorry.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, Jerry's talking to George, and he's like, dude, now you want an apology for the apology of the original apology?
He's like, dude, you weren't there. I said something. They're zipping and zapping me the whole time. I'm taking it like a fucking chump over here. I feel like an idiot. So George is pissed. He wants apology after apology. Jerry just wants his girlfriend to put some fucking clothes on, right? I mean... So George is like, look, man, reverse this. Reverse Uno card this. Maybe you should do something naked. Do something gross naked. And Jerry's like, what? He's like, I don't know, fucking belt sand. I don't know. Which sounds very dangerous. As a guy with like some low-hanging nuts, I belt sand naked. Like, that could be a huge problem for me, right? But, I mean, it seems like good logic otherwise.
Just think about it. You on all fours, that thing vibrating, she'll get the picture. So Kramer calls now, and he's in the shower. He's got like some electronics. I don't think he watched Addams Family Values, but he's got everything in the shower. So he's getting more pointers. He's letting them know, like, hey, man, I think I figured it out. I just put everything in here, and, I'm killing 4 or 5 birds with one stone.
Yeah, he's like, look, man, I was trying to figure out how to not be in the shower, but what I've come to realize is, why do that? I love the shower, right? That's where I want to be, so I'm going to be here. So like Steve said, he's basically creating a reality just in the shower. He's got a whole apartment, but now he's self-contained. He's moist. He can clean the dishes pretty easily, which we see him doing later. But yeah, he's why fight it, Steve? Shower life.
And back to Elaine at work, they're all sitting down at the table, and we find out that Peggy's sick. And Elaine's like, oh, we all have intense malaise, right?
Yeah. She's just pissed, and she's like, this lady is freaking crazy. She's a freaking hypochondriac. So what if I wiped my ass with her keyboard and coughed on her knobs and this, that, and the other? Yeah. She's crazy.
And the guy sitting next to her, he's looking at her like she's crazy. I mean, rightfully so. But now George is at Monk's and he's talking to Hank's sponsor. And he's just going off, retelling the story. And the sponsor's like, man, what seems to be the issue? I don't know. Step 9. He was bebopping and scatting all over me.
I think you should drop him. I'm sorry. Go for it.
No, I need you to drop him to step 2.
He's got to come back steps. You're his boss, aren't you? Like, he doesn't get like what's going on here. So the guy, the sponsor dude's like, all right, he seems weirded out, but then he kind of clears up. He's like, you know what, man? Like, I get it. So why don't we go? I'm going to take you to a meeting. And George's like, great. Let's go get this guy. Can I whoop his ass? Or like, he thinks he's getting to the like full confrontation mode. So yeah, but that's talking about petty levels. Going to the AA sponsor, fucking George.
I love it.
That's crazy.
He is the MJ of petty, man. Like, I love some George Costanza. But now we cut back to Kramer. He's washing dishes in the shower, and there's food in the drain.
Yeah, it's clogging the pipe, Steve. There's no trash compactor there. So, but he's, you have a salad in the shower, fucking just wipe it out and get going. Fuck a ranch. You might smell a little like ranch, but yeah, that's a shower life, Steve.
Back at Jerry's apartment, he walks out of the room naked, and his girlfriend asks, like, wait, why are you naked? I thought naked was good. This isn't good naked.
That's not good naked. So that hurts. That's got to be tough. Jerry's taking that one tough. And then cut to the meeting, Steve. And we don't walk into what is it's not an AA meeting. We find out it's a Rageaholics meeting. So George finds that out and he goes into a rage. I mean, that's the only way to put it. And it seems like he's in the right place.
I am not a rageaholic. Please.
I'm losing it.
Yeah. And now he's talking to Jerry back at the cafe. He's like, look, why would he ask you to join a Rageaholics meeting? I don't know. This whole universe is against me. They want me to bottle it up, and it makes me so mad.
Elaine walks in. So we cut from George's rage to Jerry's shame. And Jerry's like, hey, man, like, is something wrong with me walking around naked? And Elaine's like, look, man, like, that's gross. Guys naked's gross. There's a lot of bumps. They got balls and weird skin and shit hanging. Hideous. Female nudity, it's a work of art. And I agree that Elaine's spot on this.
She's not wrong.
I don't need to see a dick and nuts, but some titties and ass. Jerry, chill the fuck out. But, she's right. There's no other way to put it, Steve.
And back at Kramer in the shower, I noticed some notes in the back on the walls. Call mom. Call Lomez.
But he's got he doesn't have Amazon, got a delivery, and he's turning this thing into a giant sink, Steve, because he wants to put a trash compactor into that drain at the bottom of the shower. Because, he's dropping a lot of lettuce and a lot of salad and shit, and it's just causing some issues. So he tries to do it. He can't. So he calls somebody, and the other line picks up, and it's Putty, Steve, our buddy. He's sitting at Elaine's, and I guess he's some sort of like, do-it-yourself master or some sort of like plumber or something, because Kramer needs some tips.
Yeah. Like while they're on the phone, Elaine comes in. He's like, I'll call you back. So he tells her like somebody left behind I think it's her boss.
Yeah.
He tells her that her boss called and he wants her to like put in for a gift for the sick worker.
Yeah. She needs to add like $5 for a get well bouquet. And Elaine's like explaining, she's like, this lady is a fucking lunatic. She's a germaphobe or something. And Putty's like, wait, she's a germaphobe? Oh, because apparently Putty's got some issues, Steve. He's a recovering germaphobe.
He even pulls out his pendant. She's like, what's that? It's a germ.
Been in recovery 6 years or whatever. So he's got a lot of knowledge, and Elaine's like, this is perfect. So she goes over to Peggy's house, brings Putty over to basically just kind of give her a lowdown on germophobia because, she needs awareness. But Peggy's like, well, I appreciate you bringing over the guy that you're currently banging to like talk to me, but this isn't good. But Putty kind of he gets through to her. He's like, there is a life after germophobia. Like, look at me. I live with this disgusting pig. Like, you think I would be okay if, living with her? And they kind of like, I guess, bond over the fact that Elaine's just kind of gross.
Yeah, she's worn these dirty house shoes for like the past 15 years. What's wrong with my house shoes? They're bacteria traps.
They're disgusting.
That does it. We're broken up for the rest of the day.
It's New York life, Steve. You're just stuck. If you can't get away from whoever you're sharing rent with. So cut to Jerry's. And Jerry convinces girl to put on some clothes, Steve. And she's just as beautiful as she was naked.
This is normal.
It's nice. But now, new problem. He's looking at her all covered up and like a fucking Amish person in that shit. And all he can do while she's talking is picture her naked, Steve. What might have been? She could have been walking out of here titties out, perky. Instead, she's in this big ass oversized sweater. So that's his perspective. Cut to her perspective, and she sees Jerry naked, but not in a good way, Steve. He looks like a monkey. He's so that's what happens, Steve. You open Pandora's box, titties can't come out anymore.
Yeah. So now we cut to later, and Jerry tells George over the phone, like, we broke up. Oh no, was he talking to Kramer? I'm fucking this whole thing.
We're in Elaine's right now. And because Kramer was going to treat Putty to a little thank you dinner for helping him set up that trash compactor in his shower, which is working great because Putty knows what he's doing. So they're eating.
No, we're not there yet because he is talking to Jerry because like we find out Jerry and his girlfriend broke up. He tells Kramer that, and he asks Jerry for tips on how to make these radish roses. And
yeah, my bad.
So he tells him about the radish roses. Then we cut to George now, who's at this ice cream parlor, and he's like, "Look, man, I talked to your sponsor, and oh no, fuck." So Stanky Hanky, he says he talked to his sponsor, and he's like, "Look, man, I was rude to you. I was very mean on that day, and you deserve better." And then we see a familiar face. DJ Connor comes in, and he orders a cone.
Hey, man, can I get a cone of some rum raisin? I don't even know if we have that.
And while that's going on, George turns around. He's like, "Look, man, that really wasn't an apology. I think I need to, I'm sorry. You just said I deserve better. That wasn't enough." And then DJ, he chimes in. He's like, "Hey, man, what about that cone? Look, man, I'm alone. It's my second day." What?
No, I'm sorry.
He's like, "Look, man, I'm alone. It's my second day. I don't even know if we have that flavor.
I'm sitting here communicating with somebody else. Can you not see that?"
Yeah.
And he crashes out. He's like, "Look, man, I'm not going to apologize to you. It's bullshit. You have a big head. The fucking thing would have gotten stretched. I don't know what you want. Get the fuck out of the store."
Yeah. Can't you see we're closed?
So it's not going good for Stanky Hanky at all. And I think this is where
now we're eating salad. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're eating salad. Now we're tossing the salad, eating it. So Kramer's made this delicious shower meal for everyone, right? No one knows he's cooking in the shower, preparing food in the shower. They're eating it. They're loving it. The radish roses are fantastic. It all seems great. But then Kramer just is like, "Hey, man, this is all because of Putty. He helped me install a garbage disposal in my shower." And then everybody starts realizing that Kramer cooked this shit naked in a shower, and they all have the same reaction. I like how Putty's just like, "Germs!"
Yeah. In the closing credits, we see George showing up to the germaphobe meeting. He sees Elaine, Putty, and Peggy in there. Like, "What are you guys doing here? This isn't Alcoholics Anonymous or Rageaholics Anonymous." Like, no, that's next door. So he goes to Rageaholics Anonymous, and Stanky Hanky, he's up there talking. George interrupts his talk, and he's like, "Look, man, don't listen to anything this man has to say. That man is a step skipper." I mean, like, look, man, what? Here this guy goes again. What? Look, guys, all I did was tell him he can't wear my sweater because he'd stretched the neck. Look at his bulbous head.
He's scatting.
He's bebopping and scotting.
Oh, perfect. I don't know if it's a Christmas episode, Steve, but it's a great episode.
Oh, next week is our Christmas episode or something of that nature episode. But yeah, man, I love it. You know, this is again the final season, and they ended out on top, man. You got to know when to leave the table.
Well, they're killing it. And this is just another great episode. Apparently, every episode of the show is fantastic, and I was just sleeping.
You and me both, pal. But hey, I think no, I wasn't sleeping. It was just Martin. They aired the same time as Martin, so what can
That's
you do?
tough.
But in 1998, Jack Frost premieres. A father who can't keep his promises is killed in a car accident. 1 year later, he returns as a snowman who has the final chance to put things right with his son before he's gone forever. Directed by Troy Miller, starring Michael Keaton, Kelly Preston, Mark Addy, and Joseph Cross.
It's a tearjerker for me, Steve. The end.
It is. It's ridiculous, but it's a tearjerker.
It's he gets a second chance with his kid as a snowman, so that's what it is. But it's funny, like these ridiculous movies sometimes when you get to the end, because he dies, which is dark for a kid's movie, comes back as a snowman, reincarnated, but at a certain point he has to go away, Steve, whenever the lessons are learned. So at the end of this movie is just him saying goodbye to his son and family before he goes to heaven. And I did start tearing up because of it. I'll be honest with you. Maybe it's just because I'm cheesy, but it's a stupid movie, but it's a good movie because of Michael Keaton. That's all I'll say.
It's Michael Keaton, and I love how the kid was able to skirt around other people seeing this snowman that could talk. The whole movie, he's able to figure out, like, hey, let's go to this nook and cranny. Nobody will see us there. He's able to like drag his snowman dad, all the way to the school and all that, man.
Why are you carrying around a freezer all the time, kid?
Yeah.
His mom doesn't believe him until the very end when she realizes the snowman's alive and is imbued with the soul of her dead husband, which, shout out to Kelly Preston for not having a complete breakdown finding that out. But,
yeah,
I'm not going to watch it every year, Steve, but I enjoyed rewatching it. It's a fun, dumb movie, right?
Yeah, that's my first and last time. But I really wish we could have covered the other Jack Frost that happened a year prior. I didn't even understand, or I didn't realize that they had the exact same title.
Yeah, except one, the guy becomes a serial killer, becomes a snowman and starts killing people and then rapes a lady with a carrot dick. And that's the better version of it. But this is the more tearjerker version, Steve. But that I also appreciate that one as well.
Yeah, this is more Family Channel, Jack Frost. But Michael Keaton going Keaton. And on that same day in 1998, A Simple Plan premieres. It's directed by Sam Raimi, starring Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton, Bridget Fonda, and I'll get the description later.
It's fucking fantastic. I didn't know Sam Raimi directed this. This is kind of more of a, I don't know how to like, it's not Sam, it doesn't have the Sam Raimi like style. It's just a really good movie that he directed. Shout out to Bridget Fonda for just getting that work in the 90s also, just all over the place.
Thank you, man. I was just going to say, like, from doing this show, I'm realizing how much these actors and actresses were killing it because, like you said, man, Bridget Fonda's in this movie, and in a couple weeks later, we'll be revisiting Bridget Fonda again. Wink, wink.
So in what I can only say is a better movie, but still, this is good. And kind of a life lesson movie, Steve. If you ever find $4 million of money, just don't. You want to, but don't. Right? Just, it's tough. You want to, right? But you can't, because this is going to happen in some way.
Man, I remember my buddy Todd. He was in a dressing room in 97. He was trying out some clothes. Man, he saw $600 in there. Man, this fool, by the time he told me, man, he had already spent it on a box of cars, some Jordans, a new pair of pants. But still love you, though, man. Good guy.
I actually did that in LA, Steve.
You did?
I walked out of Kroger's near in Hollywood where me and Jordan lived. flat broke at the time. There was a Wells Fargo right at like the opening of it. Walked out, looked down, hundo, and a bunch of other bills that I couldn't see. So I just stepped on it, and I was with a girlfriend at the time, and I was like, "Come over here, shut the fuck up, and just like chill and like pick that up." So we walk away. $450, just free money that somebody dropped. We took it.
Oh, man.
So, and that's that's me being dumb. I was worried I was going to get shot or something was going to happen, but that's not $4 million, right?
Yeah.
And this movie, directed by Sam Raimi, Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton, who I was shitting all over the other episode. Just a bunch of like great acting in it, and it's not like a huge. It's not like a crazy like story or anything. It's very self-contained in a very small area, but it's just done well. And the way that they like keep mounting the pressure and stuff, it's one of those movies where, you know, people make an agreement, people are starting to backstab cops because like they just keep adding shit to it.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton, he's playing another version of R Word.
Yeah, he's very simple in this. He's not Sling Blade level. He's more dumb country bumpkin level, you know. He huffed a little too much gas.
Yeah, man. Great performances by everyone. I had never heard of this movie before this week, and I like the ending, man. You know, it unfortunately Billy Bob Thornton, like he had to go. You know, there were some casualties along the way, but hey, good conscience. And Billy Pax, he made the right decision.
I don't know if he did, Steve. My take on this movie is that had Bill Paxton listened to his own intuition, he would have made it through. But what he did was he told his wife, who's Bridget Fonda, and Bridget Fonda starts getting, you know, first she's very like, oh, we can't do it. It's stolen money. But then she sees the pile of fucking money and she's like, oh, let's do this. And then some guy dies. And then she's like, well, you got to do this and we got to hide this. Maybe get a tape recorder and record. So she's fucking jabbing him the whole time to get him to do shit. And it all goes to shit. It's like cursed money, right?
Yeah.
There's only one man standing at the end, and it's just he ends up burning the shit at the end. Spoiler alert. I mean, fuck you if you haven't. I mean, you're gonna watch it. You better watch it because it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could have just fled the country like his wife suggested.
But they marked the bills, Steve. That's what we
did.
find out because it's heartbreaking. You think he gets away with it, but then the thing I didn't get about this movie is that Bill Paxton is so into like trying to pull a con job, but he wants to like do it by calling the cops constantly. He's constantly making up stories to the cops, which I was like, this is dumb, but it ends up like actually helping him at the end because everyone's dead.
Yeah.
He has this money sitting in his house and he's trying to like, I guess like get information from the cop, and the cop's like, yeah, well, like we couldn't mark all the bills, but we marked like 1 in every 10 or 10 in every 100. So all we got to do now is just wait for somebody to spend this money. And yeah, then they're caught. So he finds out at the end, he can't even spend it. And it's all been for nothing, which I think is a great ending for this. There's no sad. It's not like him at the beach with his wife or Billy Bob walking away and like his limp goes away and his stupid doofy haircut goes away. He's like some con artist. Yeah, but there's some great intense scenes in it, like the scene where they go to Billy Bob Thornton's friend's house because there's like 3 dudes who find this money, but that one of them's not related, and they go to his house, accidentally kill him when he gets fired up, and then his wife comes out. They have to kill the bitch. Like it keeps spiraling over and over again. It's crazy.
They blasted the hell out of that wife. Well,
when the lady flies from I was like, God damn,
man. Woo!
She got tossed. That's a big caliber gun that she got hit with. But
sheesh.
Yeah, man. And also I love that Bill Lumberg from Office Space is like the mobster at the end. He shows up and he's actually the guy who's connected to the money that they stole. If you remember, like that guy who's faking to be an FBI dude, that's Bill Lumbergh.
Yeah. Oh my God. I knew that face. Yeah, we're gonna have to move your desk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lumbergh.
Damn. Oh my God, dude. Oh my.
Hell yeah.
There it is. That I knew it. Like, oh my God, connected the dots, Matthew.
But shout out to Sam Raimi for making a movie that is not like the horror, like Evil Dead, or like, it's got a bunch of crash zooms and stuff. It's just a decent, like, murder mystery / thriller movie that they pull off. And this is another Bill Paxton joint, very much in the same vein of like that movie Frailty, where you wouldn't even like it's not a huge movie, but you watch it and like that dude fucking ups the value of a movie. He's a fucking great actor, dude.
He was, man. But this was a change of pace for Sam Raimi. Like no zombies, but you had some monsters. There were definitely some monsters in this movie. But any callbacks for this week, Matthew?
Steve, I thought I'd just do something different. I always try to scramble. Today I'm going to start something new where I'm just going to tell you about just some events that we haven't talked about that happened throughout the 90s on this day. And, we can just laugh about it real quick. Just bullet point them out. So 91, Salman Rushdie. I don't know if anybody's heard of this guy. He had a fatwa put out on him, which is a death sentence from Islam. And he went away. He made his first public appearance in 1991. So that was big news. Hook obviously premiered that same day. Mariah Carey in 95 and Boyz II Men, their song One Sweet Day went to #1 on the charts, Steve. That's a banger.
Yeah.
And then in 98, Big Willie style, President Clinton, they signed some articles of impeachment because he lied about getting his DS in the Oval Office, the Monica Lewinsky scandal. So I don't agree with it. I don't like Bill Clinton anyway, but you know what? It happened in the 90s, Steve, on December 11th.
That it did. Thank you for that.
Yes. So how about you?
Two brothers and a friend, all blue-collar workers, come across millions of dollars in lost cash and make a plan to keep their fine from the authorities, but isn't long before complications and mistrust weave their way into the plan. That's all I want to get that out the way. But
nice.
There was something else that I was going to add. But oh, yes, that's what it is. Kitty with the flare. I see you. We see you. And hi, hello. It's good to see comments. It's good to see these comments.
We can see you. We can hear you textually.
And we love that you're watching. Right now, no one's watching us, but also Blue Atel, hi to you. So thank you guys. Yeah, man, please share this. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister she can't handle the truth. Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Mad G with
Happened in the 90s. Yeah.
It's the Slickster talking at you, honey.
Yeah, some people